Before I place increase in your hand, I first examine what's already in your heart. The Father's desire is not just to bless you with wealth, but to mature you with responsibility. And so I speak this now not just to your faith, but to your future. Because there's something I've longed to release over you, a breakthrough so complete, so undeniable, that it leaves you marked by my abundance. But many miss it. Not because I withhold, but because they hold on to something I've asked them to release. I am calling you today into alignment with my financial assignment for your life. You've asked for more. You've cried out for breakthrough. But here is my truth. Before wealth is transferred, stewardship must be transformed. The hidden habit that blocks many from divine flow is not always greed, nor disobedience in visible form. It's fear wrapped in control. That silent habit of trusting in your own efforts more than me. That inner vow that says, if I don't hold this tight, I might lose everything. But listen, what you hold too tightly, you often crush. What you surrender to me, I multiply. This is not about dollars. It's about dominion. I'm not only your savior, I'm your source. And until your heart fully shifts from worry to worship, from hustle to hearing, from fear to faith, you will walk in limitation and not overflow. Say this with me now. You are my source, Jesus. I release control. Because I long to make you a vessel of kingdom finance, not just a survivor, but a supplier. One who funds visions, fuels ministries, feeds homes, blesses cities. But I must first cut the tie between your worth and your wallet. Your value is not determined by what's in your account. It's defined by what's been deposited in you by the Spirit, and you are already rich in me. Proverbs 10:22 declares, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." So then, if the wealth you chase adds anxiety, it's not my kind. If the money you fearfully protect steals your peace, it's not from me. My blessings don't demand burnout. They require obedience. And this is the deeper invitation. I am calling you to participate in my system, not the world's. The world trains you to store and fear. I train you to sow and trust. The world teaches accumulation. I teach distribution. The world rewards hoarding. I reward giving. Because I am not just looking for people to bless. I am looking for channels to flow through. Say it boldly. Make me a channel of kingdom wealth. This is your wealth transfer season, but the transfer will never come through methods alone. It comes through alignment. Some of you have sat through business seminars, downloaded every budgeting app, and still feel stuck. It's not that you're lacking knowledge, it's that you've never fully submitted your finances to me. You've tithed with your lips, but not with your strategy. You've prayed for provision, but still plan around fear. Hear me clearly. I am not punishing you. I am positioning you. When I delay, it's to develop. When I say not yet, it's to prepare the foundation for overflow. If I gave you everything you asked for right now without transformation, it would become a trap instead of a testimony. But when you trust me in the shift, when you say yes to my ways, I unlock the gates of provision. Malachi 3:10 still speaks. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. That is a promise, not a suggestion. I don't want to trickle over your life. I want to flood it. But what's blocking the flood? Often it's the habit of partial surrender. the habit of trusting me on Sundays and fearing lack by Monday, the hidden habit of double-mindedness. Today, I'm breaking that pattern. I'm calling you out of financial anxiety. I'm calling you into supernatural alignment. You may ask, Lord, how will I know I'm aligned? I answer, look for peace. Look for clarity. Look for wisdom. I never bring confusion. When your finances are aligned with my word, you'll stop striving and start sowing. You'll shift from panic to peace, from hoarding to helping, from survival to overflow. Let me give you a real example. A man once prayed to become debt-free. He budgeted, worked multiple jobs, cut costs, all wise steps, but he still felt stuck. Then I whispered, what if I want to prosper you beyond your plans? He surrendered his entire income to me, not just in tithes, but in purpose. He stopped asking me to bless what he built and started asking how to build what I was already blessing. Within 18 months, he was out of debt, not by hustle, but by obedience. His yes activated the flow. Say it now. I choose obedience over hustle. I choose your way, Jesus. This is the turning point for you. Not next month. Not when the raise comes. Not when the market shifts. Today, I am shifting your inner foundation. No longer will fear drive your decisions. Faith will lead them. No longer will money master you. You will master money, with me at the center. And if this message has pierced your heart, if you know this is the truth you've been waiting for, then respond with action. Do something bold. Like this video now, not out of ritual, but out of revelation. Let heaven mark this moment, the moment you said yes to God's financial assignment for your life. This isn't a prosperity gimmick. It's a kingdom promise. When I said in Luke 6:38, give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, I meant it. But notice, the giving comes before the receiving. The seed always precedes the harvest. I will show you the next steps. I will guide your stewardship. I will open doors no man can shut. You are not meant to just survive financially. You are meant to walk in divine provision, to be a lender and not a borrower, to release wealth into the hands of the righteous. Say it again. I receive your financial assignment, Jesus. And if you're still reading, don't stop now. There's more I want to pour into your spirit. You've already begun the shift. Stay with me through the rest of this word. Set aside the next few moments. Make room in your mind and heart. This could be the day your entire financial season changes. If the enemy can't steal your calling, he'll try to keep you stuck in financial confusion so you can't fund the mission. He doesn't always attack your faith directly. He attacks the flow of your resources, knowing that when the righteous prosper, the kingdom expands. But today, I expose the scheme and release the shift. I am lifting the veil over your finances. What once seemed mysterious will now be clear. Where there has been delay, I now decree direction. Where there has been lack, I am releasing lessons that lead to lasting increase. Not just for your sake, but for the sake of generations to come. You are a forerunner, a rebuilder of ancient ruins. The breakthrough on your life isn't just for you. It's for your family line, your city, your legacy. Say this with power. I break the cycle. I receive the legacy. I have watched you make plans, budgets, financial decisions without ever inviting me into the process. And now I say to you, no more isolated planning. Come into covenant strategy. My word is not a suggestion. It is a blueprint. My spirit is not just for Sunday. It is your financial GPS. When you seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, all these things, resources, direction, favor, divine timing, will be added to you. Matthew 6:33 is not a theory. It is a promise. Try me and see. But to step into this, you must abandon one thing: fear of not having enough. That fear has become your comfort zone, your safety net, even your identity. You've learned to live around lack. You've learned to avoid dreaming big. You've learned to just get by. But I did not place my spirit in you to survive. I placed it in you to advance, to multiply, to overflow. Remember the parable of the talents? The servant who buried what I gave him didn't lose it because he was wicked. He lost it because he was afraid. He buried potential in the soil of fear. Do not make the same mistake. You are not buried. You are planted. And what's planted in obedience always rises in increase. Say it now. I am planted in obedience. I will rise in increase. You have asked me to bless what you build, but I ask you now, are you building what I've blessed? It is not enough to be busy. You must be aligned. Your business, your career, your side hustle, your investments. I must be Lord of all, or I am not Lord at all. Invite me into every financial room. Watch what happens when you place me not just on your prayer list, but on your spreadsheet. Let me take you deeper. There is a hidden habit many of my people carry, and it sounds so noble that they don't realize it's damaging. It's the habit of false humility. Saying things like, I don't need much, or I'm content with little. Not because you're truly content, but because you've made peace with delay. Because disappointment trained your theology. But I tell you, contentment is not an excuse to reject your assignment. You are called to overflow for others. Abraham was blessed to be a blessing. Joseph rose to finance nations. Lydia used her business to fund the gospel. The early church had no lack because they understood kingdom flow. You are not asking for too much, you are asking for too little. Do not apologize for expecting breakthrough when it is I who authored it. Declare this now. I expect breakthrough. I receive my kingdom assignment. There is a move of God on the earth right now that requires financing. End-time revival will not run on survival mode. I am raising up men and women of wisdom, trust, and anointing who can handle kingdom wealth without pride, greed, or fear. You are among them. But the preparation starts in your private choices, your secret stewardship, your daily yes. Let me show you something that changed one woman's life. She was a teacher in a small town, never made 6 figures, but always honored me with her first fruits. Each month, she would pray before every bill, every decision. One morning, I told her to sow into a single mom she barely knew. She obeyed, even though it stretched her. Within weeks, her student loans were supernaturally canceled, not because of a system, but because of obedience. Your financial future is not defined by economic trends. It's defined by kingdom obedience. Your supply does not come from your employer, it comes from me. I may use channels, but I am always the source. Psalm 37:19 says, In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. That's your word. In inflation, you will increase. In drought, you will be watered. In shifting markets, you will stand firm. I am not bound by the systems of this world. I am eternal, and my promise to prosper you remains unshaken. But hear me now. Prosperity is not an event. It's a mindset, a daily habit of trust, a daily habit of asking me first, of tithing without fear, of giving when I whisper, of listening before you leap. That is how you break the hidden habits that block the flow. Say this again with holy boldness. I trust you first. I listen before I leap. And if this word is bringing confirmation to what you've been sensing, don't just nod, respond. Let this be a moment of agreement, like this message now to say, yes, Lord, I hear you. Your like is a prophetic act. You are coming into alignment, not just with words, but with your next step. I see the weight you carry when bills stack higher than your belief. I see the nights you spend awake, scrolling through your bank account, calculating how to stretch too little over too long. But I did not place you in this world to be crushed under earthly pressure. I placed you here to walk in kingdom provision. I gave you breath for purpose. And where there is purpose, there is always provision. Listen closely. In this nation, you've been trained to equate success with stress. You've been told that hustle equals honor. But I am resetting your definition of wealth. It is not burnout with money in the bank. It is peace in your soul and purpose in your hands. It is legacy, not just lifestyle. It is me, Jesus, walking with you, unlocking doors no market can control. Say this. Kingdom wealth is my portion. I walk in peace, not pressure. Too often my people are praying for increase but living by fear. They desire abundance, but won't release what I've asked. That is the hidden habit, the tight grip on control disguised as wisdom. But true wisdom begins in surrender. When you say yes to my way, I release my windows. Malachi 3:10 did not end with tithing alone. It continued with the windows of heaven. And I'm still opening windows over the faithful. You won't always see the storm that was stopped, the crisis that never touched your house, the delay that passed you by. But when you trust me, I cover you. Let me show you how this looks in real life. There's a man named Greg from Ohio. He was laid off unexpectedly with 2 kids and a mortgage. Fear tried to grip him, but instead of panicking, he paused and prayed. He remembered my word. He said, Jesus, I don't know what's next, but I give you what I have, my trust, my resume, my skills. Within a week, he received an offer from a new company, remote, with more pay and more peace. He didn't plan it, he trusted into it. That's the kind of turnaround I do when your faith is stronger than your fear. Say this loud. I trust into my breakthrough. Don't let fear drive your financial decisions anymore. Don't let survival keep you from obedience. You don't need more stress. You need more strategy from me. And I will speak to you. I will show you how to manage what's in your hands so I can multiply it. You keep asking me for overflow. But overflow begins with order. This is the season where I'm setting things in order. Your priorities, your giving, your business ideas, your financial boundaries. You cannot keep doing it your way and expect kingdom results. You can no longer afford to ignore my promptings. When I whisper, move. When I say pause, don't rush. When I say give, release. That is how financial breakthrough begins, in the still obedient moments. Declare this. I move when you whisper, Jesus. Let me remind you, I am not asking for perfection. I'm asking for permission. I can take what you call not enough and make it more than enough. But I need your invitation, your yes, your willingness to do things differently, to let go of what the world says is smart and grab hold of what the Spirit says is sacred. In Luke 5, Peter had to let down his net again, even though he had caught nothing all night. He could have let pride stop him. But he obeyed my word. And that one act of obedience turned an empty boat into an overflowing one. Do not let past failure stop you from present obedience. You may feel like you've tried everything. But I ask you, have you tried surrender? Have you tithed from a heart of worship, not obligation? Have you given when it didn't make sense simply because I whispered? One woman in California did. Her name is Tamara. She was in debt, behind on rent, embarrassed to even open her mailbox. One night, she watched a message just like this and heard me say, "Sow what little you have with joy." She gave $50, all she had, into a ministry that was feeding the homeless. The next morning, she received a call. A long-forgotten college refund check had been reprocessed and mailed. Not only did it cover her rent, but she paid off 2 credit cards. That's not random. That's obedience triggering overflow. Say it out loud. Obedience triggers overflow. I respond in faith. I'm speaking to someone who's afraid to lose what little they have. But I say to you, when you plant seed into my will, you never lose it. You release it. And what you release into my hands returns pressed down, shaken together and running over. My financial plan is not a secret, it's hidden in plain sight. It begins with worship, flows through wisdom, and ends in supernatural supply. I'm calling you to step into all 3. If this word has hit your spirit, if you feel something shifting inside of you, don't wait. Let your agreement be known in heaven. Like this message now, not as a click, but as a commitment. You're saying, I agree with your financial plan, Jesus. And heaven responds to agreement. Keep listening. Keep receiving. You're not far from your breakthrough. You're standing at the threshold. There is a shift happening, not just in heaven, but in you. You feel it. That tug in your chest that says, it's time to live differently. That rising conviction that you can't keep cycling around the same financial struggle, the same scarcity mindset, the same poverty patterns passed down through generations. I came to break that. And I need you to hear me clearly. You are not cursed. You are called. You are not stuck. You are being prepared. You are not behind. You are being positioned. The very fact that you're hearing this message right now is divine proof that I am moving you into your appointed place. The financial drought is not your destiny. It is just a classroom for the next miracle. Say this with boldness. I am not cursed. I am being positioned for wealth. I want you to remember the woman with the jar of oil in 2 Kings 4. All she had left was a small amount of oil and large debts pressing her. In the world's eyes, she was finished. But what the world calls insignificant, I call seed. When she obeyed the word from the prophet and began to pour, the oil did not stop. It only stopped when she ran out of empty vessels. What does this mean for you? It means I am looking for vessels again. I'm not asking how much you have. I'm asking if you'll pour it. Will you offer your trust, your heart, your ideas, your obedience? Will you let me multiply what you think is not enough? Let this be your declaration today. My oil will not run dry. I pour it with faith. You may be living paycheck to paycheck, but that is not your permanent address. You may feel overlooked in your business or underpaid at your job. But I am the God who elevates the humble. I will take you from obscurity to overflow when you're faithful with the few. I am not looking for flashy resumes. I'm looking for listening hearts. A man in Atlanta once started a tiny side business, selling handmade wood crosses online. It was quiet at first. No traction. No big platforms. But every morning, he prayed over each piece and asked me to guide his hands. Within a year, his small project turned into a thriving faith-based company, employing others and supporting missions. It didn't begin with influence. It began with obedience. And I say the same to you. Your seed is sacred. Don't despise the small start. Every business idea I've given you, every gift you've hidden out of fear, every whisper you've pushed aside, it's time to revisit them. Your wealth transfer is tied to what you're willing to believe me for. Not what you can do by effort alone, but what you can activate by faith. You've heard it said, money doesn't grow on trees. But I tell you, favor grows on obedience. When you say yes to my voice, I release favor that makes up for years of struggle. What would take man 10 years I can accelerate in one season. Say it loud with faith. Favor grows on my yes. You are not too late. You haven't missed the window. Even if you've made mistakes, I redeem time. I redeem decisions. But it begins with surrender. Lay your plans on the altar. Let me breathe on them. Let me adjust them. Let me open the doors that no man can open. I'm calling you to walk away from the mindset that says, just enough, and step into more than enough, not for ego, but for impact. You are called to be the lender, not the borrower, to leave inheritance, not just income, to sponsor change, not just survive crisis. But that future is unlocked when you deal with the hidden habit of trusting money more than me. That fear that says, what if he doesn't show up? That backup plan that delays full obedience. I am not condemning you. I'm inviting you. Come out of the fear-based cycle. Come into the flow of kingdom courage. Your breakthrough isn't found in your backup plan. It's found in your bold yes. Say it now. No more fear-based finances. I say yes with faith. And now I want you to pause. Listen closely. What have I asked you to do that you've delayed? Was it to give? To forgive? To launch? To trust me with a step that didn't make sense? Obedience is not about logic. It's about alignment. The power doesn't come from the act. It comes from my voice behind it. When Peter stepped out of the boat, the water didn't become solid. It became submitted to my word. That same word is coming to you now. Step out of the old. Step into trust. Step into obedience that makes no earthly sense but carries heavenly strategy. I'm building something new in you. And as I build you, I build the bridge to blessing. You are walking into days of open doors, unexplainable favor, divine ideas, and accelerated provision. But I must know. Will you still say yes when it's quiet? Will you still obey when it costs you comfort? Say it with your whole heart. Yes, Lord, I will obey in the silence and in the stretch. Your wealth transfer is not a lottery. It's a calling. And I'm teaching you how to carry it. Because the money I bring into your hands is not just for you. It's for the poor, the broken, the forgotten, the missions, the ministries, the movements that will change history. You are part of this kingdom economy, not just a recipient, a channel. And if this word has shaken something inside of you, don't let it pass like a breeze. Like this message now to declare your agreement in the Spirit. You're not liking a video. You're saying to heaven, I am a ready vessel. I am a kingdom financier. I am in full agreement with this assignment. Let this be your marking moment. A new direction. A new yes. A new alignment with supernatural provision. There are moments when heaven hovers over a person's life, not with judgment, but with invitation. This is one of those moments for you. I am not just speaking about finances. I am speaking about freedom. Freedom from cycles of fear, from patterns of delay, from generational weights you've carried for far too long. Because where I am taking you requires lightness, not just spiritually, but financially. I cannot place global assignments into the hands of those still crushed by local fear. So I am loosening the grip of financial trauma, the fear of being broke, the torment of past loss, the anxiety of provision. I am canceling agreements you made with lack without even realizing it. Statements you've spoken in frustration like, "I guess I'll never have enough," or "People like me don't get ahead," or "Money is always a struggle." Those are not my words. Those are not your covenant. Say this with holy fire. I cancel every agreement with lack. I come into covenant with overflow. When you were a child, you may have watched your parents argue over bills. You may have learned to equate money with tension, with fear, with powerlessness. But now, I am retraining your spiritual nervous system. I am anchoring your soul in kingdom peace. The next generation in your family will not inherit that poverty pattern. Because you are the breaker. You are the one who changes the story. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." That doesn't mean riches alone. It means systems, wisdom, peace, favor, knowledge of how the kingdom flows. I'm giving you what your ancestors may not have had, not just opportunity, but insight. And yes, it will require discipline. The world teaches you to spend as fast as you earn, to chase pleasure, to rack up debt, to finance appearances. But I teach you to build, to plant, to steward, to store, to invest in heaven and on earth. Because the wealth I pour into your hands must not be a pool, it must be a river. Say it now. Make me a river of kingdom wealth, Lord. Don't let shame block your progress. Even if you've made bad decisions with money, I am not here to shame you. I am here to restore you, to teach you, to walk with you. And when you say yes to my ways, you'll find that the very areas where you failed will become the areas where you help others succeed. I see what you've been carrying, the tension between the faith you speak and the fear you live with, the vision in your heart that feels too big for your current bank account, the dreams that cost more than what's in your hand. But I did not give you vision so you could live stuck in limitation. I gave you vision because I planned provision. But that provision is unlocked by your response to my assignment. You keep asking, "Lord, where's the breakthrough?" And I ask you, where is your surrender? Because the one hidden habit that delays wealth transfer is this: partial obedience. Not rebellion, not greed, but obeying me halfway and expecting full harvest. I'm calling you to a full yes. Not the kind you whisper on Sunday, but the kind that reshapes your Monday. The yes that restructures your budget. The yes that redefines your business model. The yes that lets go of what I didn't ask you to carry, even if it was profitable. Because true kingdom wealth doesn't come from grinding in your own strength. It comes from aligning with my voice. I want to take you beyond surviving. I want to position you to fund movements. But you must first let me lead. Say this: lead my finances, Jesus. I surrender the hustle. Let me show you how this works. There's a woman named Denise in Texas. She ran a home-based catering business. For years, she struggled to make enough. One night while praying, she heard me clearly say, "Stop cooking for money. Start cooking for mission." At first she was confused, but she listened. She began to donate meals once a week to a local shelter, and the word spread. Within 6 months, a faith-based nonprofit hired her as their lead culinary coordinator. Full salary, full kitchen, full peace. Why? Because she said yes to purpose. Her provision followed her obedience. That's the kingdom. You keep trying to calculate your way out of lack. But wealth transfer doesn't come through control. It comes through covenant. Malachi 3:10 is not just about tithing. It's about trusting. When you bring your best to me, I don't just maintain you, I multiply you. But many miss the release because they're waiting for overflow before they obey. The kingdom doesn't work that way. Seed precedes harvest. Risk precedes revelation. Faith precedes flow. Say it again. I obey before I see. There are people listening right now who are stuck not because I haven't spoken, but because they delayed. I told you to pause that investment. I nudged you to launch the online store. I whispered to sow into that ministry. But you hesitated. You overanalyzed. You feared the outcome more than you feared missing my moment. And I say this with love. Delay is disobedience in slow motion. Today, I break that cycle. I release over you the courage to respond fast, to trust me deeply, to move when I move. Remember Peter? He toiled all night and caught nothing. But when I said, "Cast your net again," he did, and the boat overflowed. He didn't catch because of effort. He caught because of timing with my word. Some of you are toiling in your own strategy and calling it faith. But I'm not asking for more hustle. I'm asking for more hearing, more intimacy, more alignment. You don't need another job. You need divine instruction. You don't need more money. You need miraculous management of what's already in your hand. There's a man named Jordan from Chicago who once worked 70 hours a week in construction. He prayed for financial relief. But the moment came when I asked him to cut back his hours and volunteer weekly with at-risk youth. It made no sense to him. Less hours, more bills. But he trusted me. Speak it out loud. I manage money as a child of the King. You are not living paycheck to paycheck in the kingdom. You are living promise to promise, seed to harvest, vision to manifestation. You are not who the bank says you are. You are not who the job market says you are. You are who I say you are. Blessed, chosen, provided for, released, and rising. Don't just think about this message. Move on it. Write down what I told you. Obey what I whispered. Return what you've withheld. Sow where I've sent you. Begin what I gave you. Stop what I never asked for. Because when you say yes, truly yes, the wealth transfer begins. Let me show you how redemption looks. Alicia, a single mom in North Carolina, once had her car repossessed and had to borrow from friends just to pay rent. One day she cried out and said, "Jesus, I don't want to live like this anymore. Teach me." She started reading Proverbs daily. She began to tithe consistently. She stopped ignoring my voice when I said to pause on spending. Within 18 months, she paid off her debts, bought a used car in cash, and even launched a baking business out of her kitchen. What changed? Obedience became her lifestyle, not just her emergency plan. That's what I want for you. Not just miracle moments, but a miracle mindset. A belief system rooted in kingdom flow. You were not created to live in chaos. You were made for covenant peace, and that includes your finances. So I ask you again, will you fully release the hidden habit of fear? Will you delete the backup plan that depends more on man than me? Will you open your heart and your hands for kingdom instruction? Say it. I receive your instruction, Lord. I trust your flow. It is time to speak over your money. Life and death are in your tongue. Start declaring increase. Start declaring wisdom. Start blessing what I've given you. Don't curse your job, your paycheck, your city, your current stage. Bless it. Praise over it. Speak life into it. Because what you speak, you attract. What you bless, you multiply. What you thank me for, I expand. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus." That doesn't just mean basic food and shelter. That means dream-level provision. That means overflowing assignments. That means provision for your vision. I want to bless your hands, not just your heart. But your hands must be open, ready to release when I say give, ready to receive when I pour out, ready to work when I lead, ready to rest when I say pause. Say this with boldness. I am ready to be trusted with more. And now I speak something deeper. There are mantles of financial anointing that have been dropped in the Spirit, waiting for someone to pick them up. Mantles to fund ministries, to start kingdom companies, to build shelters, publish books, create safe spaces, launch bold visions. I am looking for those who will say, "Here I am. I'll carry it." You will be misunderstood. People may question your boldness, your declarations, your supernatural testimonies. But you're not doing this for applause. You're doing this because I asked you to. And when you follow my instruction, I will vindicate you. You are called to be a lighthouse in financial darkness, a wellspring in dry lands, an example of what it looks like when heaven touches earth through finances. If this message has stirred your soul, like it now, not for algorithm, but for alignment, for agreement, for activation, you are saying, "I hear you, Jesus." And I say, "Yes." You've asked me for a financial breakthrough, but I am giving you something better, a financial commissioning, a calling to not only receive increase but to redistribute it with kingdom precision. I am making you a steward of movement-level provision, a carrier of wealth that carries mission. This is why I have walked with you so deeply through this process. Because I am raising up financial reformers, voices who will not bend to greed, systems, or fear. People who will carry wealth without worshiping it. People who will say, "Everything I have belongs to Jesus." Say it boldly. I carry wealth with humility. I steward increase with purpose. You are that person. You've wondered why the warfare around your finances has felt so targeted, so relentless. It's not because you're forgotten. It's because you are marked. Hell has tried to discourage you before the release. But heaven is still writing your chapter in this season. And now, I ask you to take a sacred step. If you've received this word deeply, if it's pierced your spirit, aligned your mind, and awakened your faith, then act boldly. Like this video. Share it. But also consider sowing. For some, this word carries such fire and truth. You already know you've received instruction meant just for you. This ministry doesn't run on wishes, it runs on faith and team sacrifice. Every prayerfully written message, every video, every outreach, it happens because people like you say yes. If you feel led, and only if you feel led, I invite you to give a super thanks of $111 as a prophetic seed. Why $111? Because Deuteronomy 1:11 says, "May the Lord, the God of your ancestors, increase you 1,000 times and bless you as he has promised." This is not about money. This is about agreement, unity, fueling a move of God in our generation. Like the video, share the video, sow into this move. And if you're not in a place to give today, hear me clearly. This word is still yours. Your yes in the Spirit is powerful. Your obedience is enough. Your heart is seen. My provision for you will not stop because of a number. It flows because of your alignment. But do not let this word sit cold in your spirit. Let it move you. Let it activate something in you. Let it reshape how you view giving, saving, spending, sowing. You are not just managing money, Renazir. You are managing mission. Let me take you deeper. Kingdom finances are not accidental. They are prophetic. When you sow into good soil, into true word, into heaven-sent instruction, you align your seed with the schedule of heaven. It's not about emotional hype. It's about divine timing. And this is your moment. This is the moment when financial confusion turns into financial clarity, where begging ends and boldness begins, where you no longer just pray for rent, you pray for cities, for schools, for nations. Because I'm not giving you enough for you. I'm giving you enough for them. The next, the forgotten, the faithful ones waiting on the other side of your obedience. Say this now with power. I don't just want wealth, I want kingdom impact. Because kingdom wealth is not quiet. It speaks in hospitals being built, in children being fed, in ministries growing, in voices like this one reaching the ends of the earth. This is the call I'm placing on your life, to live beyond bills and into blessing. Not for fame, but for fruitfulness. Let me make it plain. Some of you will start kingdom businesses that employ others and release peace. Some will write books, produce music, build media platforms, lead movements, and it will require resources. I will give you the blueprints. But I'm also testing your faith with what you have now. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much." You don't wait for millions to be faithful, you start now, with what's in your hand, with the little, with the mustard seed. Because I multiply mustard seeds into mountains of provision. Speak this. I am faithful in little. I will walk into much. I am bringing supernatural opportunities to your doorstep. Clients you didn't pursue, grants you didn't apply for, checks from places you forgot. But these are not accidents. They are answers to the obedience I've been building in you. You are not who you used to be. You are walking different, thinking different, believing different. You are anointed to handle increase. Let that truth settle in you. And if you've stayed through this message, I want to honor that. You've made space for me. You've said yes to a new path. So now do one more thing. Share this message with 5 people. Don't keep it to yourself. Be the river, not the reservoir. Let this word unlock freedom in homes, businesses, marriages, communities. And finally, consider becoming a part of the God's Messenger membership here on the Sacred Voice. It's not a club, it's a calling, a place to grow deeper, receive prophetic content, and fuel this move with your presence and prayer. I am proud of your yes. I am pleased with your pursuit, and I am releasing inheritance to the faithful. I speak now to your future. Not the one others imagined for you, but the one I authored before you were ever born. The enemy has tried to make you forget who you are. Life has tried to shrink your dreams. Systems have tried to cage your creativity. But I, the Lord your God, never stopped seeing you as a builder, a carrier of covenant wealth, a breaker of chains, and a releaser of kingdom assignments. You are not just being restored, you are being commissioned to manage wealth with wisdom, to fund the broken with healing, to carry provision into prophetic places, to build where others walked away, to start what others said could never be sustained. Say this with your whole soul: I accept my commissioning. I am a kingdom financier. Let the spirit of fear be broken off of your thoughts. Let the doubt in your bloodline be dissolved by faith. Let the torment of financial insecurity be replaced with strategies from my throne. I release over you now clarity, courage, consistency. I release ideas from my spirit, the kind that prosper without pressure, the kind that flow with my favor, the kind that bring glory back to my name. I am marking this moment in the spirit. You will look back on this day as the day everything began to shift. Because I didn't just send a message to your ears, I planted something in your soil, and it will grow. It will rise. It will not be plucked up. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth, that He may establish His covenant. The power is not in your talent alone. It's in your obedience, in your surrender, in your yes, when nobody else believes. So I say this again. Stop burying what I told you to build. Stop hiding the gift that carries your breakthrough. Stop delaying the launch, the step, the call, the offering, the pitch. You will never have peace until you obey. And once you obey, the floodgates will make sense. My child, I do not withhold. I wait for alignment. I wait for maturity. I wait for obedience. And now that you are here, now that you have heard me, trusted me, walked through this word from beginning to end, I can release you. I release you into your wealth transfer season. I release you into open doors. I release you into wisdom that outpaces your peers. I release you into overflow that serves not only you, but the poor, the church, the lost, and the next generation. Say it. I am released. I am assigned. I am activated. Now, take a breath. Lift your hands if you can. Feel the shift. I anoint your hands with multiplication. I anoint your mind with clarity. I anoint your wallet with purpose. I anoint your calendar with divine meetings. I anoint your bank accounts to serve, not enslave. From this day forward, you will live under an open heaven, and not because of hype, but because of habitual obedience. You will not chase money. Money will find you, follow you, and serve your purpose because you placed me first. Psalm 65:11 declares, You crown the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance. That is the path you now walk. And as you walk it, walk boldly. Speak blessing over your home. Speak life over your work. Speak provision over your bloodline. Because life and death are in your mouth, and your breakthrough begins with what you say when no one is watching. This is your hour. This is your call. This is your commissioning. Now rise. Shine. Building give. South grow. And if this word has touched your spirit deeply, then I ask you, don't let it stop here. Like this video if you haven't already. Let it be your amen in the digital atmosphere. Share this message with at least 5 people who need financial breakthrough, divine clarity, and prophetic instruction. Don't keep the oil to yourself. Let it flow. And if your heart is stirred, if you know you're called to this movement, then join the God's Messenger membership. Become a part of something larger than content. Become part of a family committed to revival, revelation, and restoration through faith, wisdom, and prophetic truth. I am proud of your yes, I am pleased by your obedience, and I am going ahead of you. Now walk in it. Your wealth transfer is here.